thought he'd never smile again. Not after the accident. Not after the silence that followed. Not after the dream he'd worked for collapsed in a single moment. But sometimes, the day you think is your ending is only the day before your beginning. This is Arjun's story, and maybe tonight it's yours too. Picture this: a cricket field in Delhi. The crowd isn't huge, but for a 19-year-old boy with a bat in his hand, it feels like Eden Gardens. Arjun had trained for this moment since he was 10. The sound of leather on willow, the cheers, the possibility of a scout in the stands. But in the 17th over, life swung a different bat. A bouncer hit him not on the bat, but on his jaw. He fell. Lights went out. And when they came back, the doctor's words felt heavier than the ball that struck him. You may never play again. That night, Arjun stared at the ceiling of Safdarjung Hospital. His jaw wired shut, dreams wired shut, and he whispered to himself, "What's the point now?" Weeks passed. No bat, no ball, only pills, only silence. His friends moved on with trials and tournaments. Coaches stopped calling. Even his relatives, once proud to say, "Our Arjun is the cricketer," now spoke of him in past tense. He avoided mirrors, because the boy who once grinned at sixes now carried a face stitched with scars. And slowly, a belief grew louder than any stadium cheer: I'll never smile again. But life has strange messengers. One evening, his sister dragged him to the small neighborhood library. Not for him, for her exams. Arjun sulked in the corner, scrolling aimlessly, until a thin book caught his eye. Wings of Fire, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's autobiography. He opened it, more to kill time than find meaning. But line after line, something pierced him. A boy selling newspapers in Rameswaram. A boy told he wasn't smart enough. A boy who turned rejection letters into rocket fuel. And suddenly Arjun sat straighter. Because if a boy who once thought he was ordinary could rise to ignite a nation, then maybe a scarred boy in Delhi could rise too. The next morning, Arjun didn't touch his bat. He touched a notebook. Page 1. At the top, he wrote, "New dream," and beneath it, shaky letters formed a plan. He couldn't play cricket for now, but he could coach the kids in the lane. He couldn't run on the big ground, but he could run drills in the park with 10-year-olds. The first day, only 2 boys came. They giggled at his scar, but when he showed them how to hold the bat, their eyes lit up. By week's end, 10 kids gathered. By month's end, 20. And for the first time since the accident, Arjun smiled, not because he was playing, but because he was passing it on. Years passed. His jaw healed, but something else grew stronger. His voice. Arjun became the coach who gave every child what he never got: patience, belief, time. One day, one of his students hit a clean cover drive. The sound echoed just like it once had for Arjun. And in that sound, he realized something. The dream didn't die in the 17th over. It was reborn in the 18th. And that day, he smiled wider than he ever had before. So, friend, maybe your accident wasn't on a cricket field. Maybe it was a failed exam, a rejection letter, a relationship that broke when you needed it most. And maybe you too have whispered, "I'll never smile again." But listen, your scars are not full stops. They are commas, pauses, before the sentence continues. Arjun thought his story ended on the ground that day, but it only began when he picked up a notebook instead of a bat. So let me ask you, what is the one dream you've buried because of a scar? Could you write it down tonight? Could you take one small step tomorrow? Because maybe, just maybe, your smile is waiting on the other side of that step. Drop one word in the comments, the word you need to bring your smile back. And if Arjun's story moved you, hit like. Subscribe for more stories every day. And share this with someone who thinks their smile is gone forever. Because sometimes what looks like the end is only the start of your next smile.